All right, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Review Remedy by ScoreDoc. If you're new here, we're the podcast that, well, digs deep into the world of healthcare ratings, patient reviews, and everything in between. It's all about helping you make better, more informed choices when it comes to, picking the right provider.
And let's be honest, that process can be so stressful sometimes. Like, how do you even know where to start? With reviews all over the place, some glowing, some brutal. It's a jungle out there.
Exactly, which is why ScoreDoc is here to untangle the mess. We bring structure to that jungle by aggregating data, analyzing it, and then showcasing the providers that truly stand out. It's all algorithm-driven, unbiased, and, well, super effective.
So effective that we've even got a special focus today: the best dental practices in Greater Nashville. Because let's face it, dental health, absolutely crucial. But finding the right dentist, practically another full-time job.
It really can be. That's why in today's episode, we're breaking down how patient reviews play a major role in identifying top-tier providers. And trust me, there's a lot more to it than just a star rating system.
Oh, for sure. And we'll be sharing some surprising insights about the kinds of reviews and trends ScoreDoc uncovered in Greater Nashville. Those dentists better buckle up.
Absolutely. So let's dive in and kick things off. We've designed this episode to not only give you the top 10 picks for dental providers, but also explain how these rankings came to be. Sound good?
I mean, who doesn't love a good ranking? Let's do this.
All right, as promised, let's dive into how ScoreDoc actually calculates these rankings. It's not just about slapping together some star ratings and calling it a day. The process dives a whole lot deeper.
Yeah, because if that were the case, every provider with at least a 4.0 would be at the top, right? And we both know it doesn't work that way.
Exactly. ScoreDoc pulls data from Google, Yelp, and Facebook because, let's face it, those are the platforms people are most likely to hit when reviewing their healthcare experiences. Each review is analyzed for things like recency, sentiment, and, of course, volume. The algorithm weighs all of those factors to create a comprehensive picture of how a provider is actually perceived by their patients.
Ooh, the sentiment part is super interesting. Like, we're talking natural language processing, right?
That's right, NLP. It pulls out the tone and context behind what people are saying in their reviews. So whether someone's raving about a provider's bedside manner or complaining about long wait times, all of that gets factored in. And it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all approach.
I find it kind of fascinating how consumer behavior has shifted, though. I mean, years ago, would anyone have bothered writing, a full Yelp novel about their dentist?
Probably not. People know their reviews have influence now, especially in healthcare. Everyone's paying attention, providers, potential patients, so they're more detailed and deliberate for better or worse.
Okay, but that does remind me of the time I picked a doctor based solely on their 5-star rating, and let me tell you, disaster.
Wait, what happened?
Oh, I showed up and the place was, like, sketchier than the waiting room of a tire shop. Turns out all their glowing reviews from 2 years ago. That's when I realized recency, super important.
That's such a good example of why ScoreDoc factors in recency heavily in the rankings. A provider might have been amazing in 2020, but if patience levels or service quality have dropped since then, people deserve to know that, right?
Exactly. And the volume of reviews matters too. 10 glowing reviews can't compete with 100 mixed ones. There's just more credibility in larger sample sizes.
Absolutely. That's the beauty of ScoreDoc. The algorithm cuts through all those nuances to give you something reliable. Basically, it does the hard work so you don't have to.
Sign me up every time.
Ava, hearing your story and how much recency and volume matter really highlights why ScoreDoc's approach works. With that in mind, let's dive into what people in Greater Nashville are saying. ScoreDoc's analysis ranked the top 10 dental practices here from 121 specialists, and these aren't just random picks. They're based on patient feedback from multiple platforms and ScoreDoc's comprehensive algorithm. At number 1, we've got Harpeth Dental Care in Nashville. Patients rave about their modern approach and the friendliness of their staff.
Oh, so people aren't just here for shiny teeth, they're here for VIP treatment too. Love that.
Exactly. And right up there with them is Devine Dentistry, also in Nashville. They consistently scored high on efficiency when it comes to appointments. Patients love that they get quality care without spending half their day in a waiting room.
Okay, somebody's figured out the secret sauce: quick appointments that still feel personal. Sign me up.
From Nashville, we moved to Franklin with Berry Farms Dental. They're praised for their attention to detail. Things like personalized care plans really resonated with patients. Spring Hill Smiles and Dental Care of Spring Hill represent Spring Hill in the rankings, focusing on family-oriented care strategies. Parents particularly love their kid-friendly approach.
Oh, that's such a game changer. For families, finding a dental practice that clicks with the kiddos, that's gold.
It is. For Brentwood, you've got Sullivan Dental Partners and Kemp Dental leading the pack. Both have a reputation for their warm atmosphere, which patients said helped create a calming ambiance. That's a detail dental offices often overlook, but it clearly makes a difference.
Ambiance matters. Nobody wants to feel like they're in some, I don't know, hospital break room.
Totally. Then there's Nolensville Dental and the Burkitt Center for Comprehensive Dentistry over in Nolensville. Both are praised for their attentive staff and smooth appointment booking systems. That attention to detail, that's what keeps people coming back. And finally, the list rounds out with Birdwell Mutlack Dentistry in Thompson Station, known for their innovative use of dental tech, as patients have noted. It's a solid group of clinics.
I gotta admit, Greater Nashville is bringing the A game when it comes to dental care. You couldn't ask for better options.
No doubt about it. And the combination of patient experience, quality of care, and, well, thoughtful reviews really shows through in those rankings. It's really interesting, Ava, especially after looking at the top practices in Greater Nashville to see how much influence patient reviews have on trends in healthcare. When you dig into the comments, bigger patterns start to emerge. One of the key takeaways from ScoreDoc's analysis was how clinic ambiance and staff interactions consistently show up as top factors influencing patient satisfaction. It really sets a standard for what patients value most.
Wait, clinic ambiance? You mean like comfy chairs and no fluorescent lights?
Exactly. And not just that, also things like how inviting a waiting room feels or whether the environment reduces anxiety. Patients really zero in on that stuff. It's wild how much impact a well thought out space can have on someone's perception of care. And the staff, I mean, let's be honest, a friendly interaction up front can forgive a lot of other little hiccups.
Totally. It's like if the receptionist hits you with a smile, suddenly the 10-minute wait doesn't feel like the end of the world. But okay, give me the dirt. What about the reviews where, things got messy?
Ah, yes, the grievances. Affordability and wait times are two common culprits. Patients often leave reviews expressing frustration if they think a service isn't, well, worth the cost, or if they've had to wait way longer than expected. Here's the kicker. Practices that respond constructively to these complaints perform way better in the long run.
Oh, you mean the whole sorry you had a bad experience canned apology? Because those are, well, kind of impersonal.
Right, those don't exactly inspire confidence. The ones that stand out are practices that really engage with patients, like offering to resolve issues offline or even explaining steps they're taking to improve. ScoreDoc noticed those kinds of responses do wonders for building trust and ultimately better ratings.
Okay, but here's a thought, and tell me if this sounds crazy. What if clinics started using video responses? Like, instead of typing out a wall of text, they just shot a quick, "Hey, we hear you" video.
That's actually a brilliant idea. A personal video message could humanize the whole thing. Hi, I'm Dr. So and so. We're really sorry about XYZ, and this is how we're fixing it. It's kind of hard to stay mad when someone's talking directly to you like that.
Exactly. Plus, it shows effort. Like, they're not just hitting copy paste. Patients would totally appreciate that, don't you think?
No doubt. And thinking even broader, providers could use videos to highlight positive changes they're making based on the feedback they've gotten. It could be like, hey, thanks to your suggestions, we're now doing XYZ differently. That kind of transparency can really deepen the connection with their patients.
Wow, imagine if more providers took that approach. Ratings through the roof. All right, so what you're saying here is
Ava, the more I think about it, the more I realize how game-changing those video responses could be. They're not just about addressing complaints, they could really set a whole new standard for engagement. Imagine a world where healthcare felt personal right from the review process.
totally. I mean, who knew that something as simple as sharing your experience could help someone else find a provider that's like the perfect fit?
Exactly. And hey, if this episode has helped you get even a little closer to making your own decisions easier, we've done our job. Remember, ScoreDoc is here to cut through the clutter and deliver those insights right to you.
And we're just getting started. So make sure you're following the channel or subscribing, whatever platform you're on. We're going to keep bringing you the best in healthcare reviews and recommendations. You don't want to miss it.
On that note, thanks for tuning in. It's always great having you with us. Take care, everyone.
See you next time.